Hey Parkside Kids, my name's Tara, and today I am going to be sharing a story with you about something called the Ark of the Covenant. So last week, if you remember, we learned about Samuel and how when he was a boy, he realized that God was talking to him. When he kept thinking that he was hearing something and he didn't know who was talking to him, he learned that it was God. And so in that same way, we talked about last week how we can listen to God and how we need to listen for his direction in our life. So this week we're continuing in the book of 1 Samuel. We're looking at chapters 4 through 6. And this is where we learn about either, you can call it the Ark of God or the Ark of the Covenant. First, let's talk about what the Ark symbolizes. So in Exodus, God gave Moses instructions on how to construct the ark. He told him to make it out of a special kind of wood and cover it in pure gold. It had poles on each side of it because no one could touch the ark. 2 cherubim, which are kind of like angels, sat on top of the ark. And God would talk to Moses between those. So if you see here, I have actually made one that kind of looks like that. So this is through this area right here is where God would talk to Moses. And they called it the mercy seat. So inside of this box, they stored the 10 commandments. And this box in general just symbolized that God was with his people. So during the time of the judges, the Israelites were still under constant attack from the Philistines. So under Samuel's leadership, the Israelites fought the Philistines but lost because of their sin. So once they realized that God allowed them to lose, they thought, well, maybe if we take the Ark of the Covenant with us, that'll bring us help and we won't lose anymore. So Eli's sons brought the Ark to battle, but the Philistines won again. And this time they captured Eli's sons and they killed them. They also captured the ark. Eli heard this and he fell off his chair and broke his neck, and unfortunately he died. So the Philistines took the ark to the temple where they worshiped a false god called Dagon. And we're going to use this to show this false god that they worshiped. So in their temple, they put their false god next to the Ark of the Covenant. So the next morning when they came to check on it, their statue was face down in front of the ark. So they didn't know what had happened. So they decided, well, we'll just sit it back up and we'll see what happens. But the next day, they came back in, it was face down again. And this time the head and the arms were broken off of the statue. So God ended up punishing the people who lived in the city where the Ark of the Covenant was kept. The people got really sick, and so they wanted to get rid of the ark. They kept moving it to new cities, but every time they moved it to a new city, the people in that city got sick. So finally, the Philistines decided they didn't want God to punish them anymore. They decided that they should return the Ark of the Covenant to the Israelites, along with gifts of gold to show that they were sorry for what they had done. So the ark reminded the Israelites that God was with them. And years later, God gave them an even greater gift. He gave them Jesus. One of the names that Jesus is called is Emmanuel, which means God with us. So I just want you guys to remember that God is always with us, and he shows himself to us in different ways. We just have to be looking and listening. So I just pray that you guys have a good week. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget that we're still memorizing our key passage. It's the same passage that we had last week. No one is like you, Lord. You are great, and your name is mighty in power. From Jeremiah 10:6. If you memorize this, and either if you're in person, if you tell your teachers, or if you are watching online and you send the video to Parkside Kids or post it on our Facebook page, we have a prize for you. So if you guys will keep working on memorization, and we'll definitely get your prizes to you. Thanks for doing this.